Hello boys and girls, it's Cleo Games Here for Fight, and this will be the first official video that I do on part of the new equipment that I purchased as part of my tax return for the betterment of this channel. I spent about $200 buying just a whole bunch of different stuff. I got new photography, here in my arm, new photography lights, green screen, it's actually green screen and black screen and white screens, 3 different cloths. The new webcam, which is a Logitech HD Pro C920, I think, and a little mic recorder thing so that if I'm out recording on my phone, hopefully the sound will be better in that case. I also got an Elgato, so I experimented with it a little bit last night. The Elgato is actually fine. The Elgato is a device that lets you record and stream from your console to your computer and also the TV at the same time, but it lets you do it live, whereas my Avermedia thing that I got a while ago, it only records video. And the Avermedia works great, but it does have limitations. As I was saying, I tried it out a little bit yesterday. I tried to stream. I was going to stream Dark Souls 2, but it took so many hours to get anything working that I ended up just going, and I just recorded from dust, played from dust. But the complications I actually ran into were just my laptop being really slow, which is worrisome because it was a very expensive laptop. It shouldn't be this slow. So when I have time, I'm going to ask my tech friends to look at it and see if maybe they can figure out why it's being so slow. I mean, I've looked into it myself, but I don't have that much time. I don't have that much knowledge. So anyhow, the equipment so far has been working exactly as advertised. This camera itself, I think the mic quality isn't great, so for the purposes of Let's Plays, I'll still probably record the sound using my old trusty Yeti. What's really nice is that the software for this webcam actually lets you pick a different microphone, which is something that my old webcam that I still have, the Microsoft LiveCam, never lets you do. So hopefully that means that when I'm actually recording picture-in-picture for my video game Let's Plays, it'll come out better. Speaking of Let's Plays, so I actually recorded a couple of Slender videos with my friend Kaiser last Sunday, so 2 days ago. Today's Tuesday. And I took it into Premiere and I was experimenting, and unfortunately, even with the new lights, it was still not quite evenly lit, so there's some artifacts and stuff in the background. But anyway, probably those videos will be up before this video anyway, and if you haven't watched them, go ahead and watch them and let me know if you think it's more distracting to have these particles and you'd rather just have the static background, or if you can deal with it, and I'll just keep experimenting and learning more about the software and hopefully make it look better as I learn how to use the software more. I am, of course, as I constantly keep saying, very short on time for this channel these days. I have my full-time job, which just kills me. It takes up almost all day. And by the time I get home, I'm usually pretty exhausted. But, I got 2 or 3 hours there, just like tonight, and I'm trying to make the most of it. I wanted to make an update video because there's a couple of things that I think I might have mentioned, but in case I didn't, I think they're fairly important. One of them, well, okay, I don't know which is more important than the other, but one of them is that Vidcon is right around the corner. Vidcon is at the end of June. I ended up not going for the industry pass because it's $500, and I said, do you guys think it's worth it? Most people said no, it's not really worth that much money. So I didn't get the industry pass, I just got the community pass, and my sleeping situation is kind of weird. It ended up that I found this other girl who is also going to go there, and she has a room at the Marriott with a couple of other people, and as far as I know, I'm going to share the Marriott with her, which is nice because one of the things that's weird about this year's VidCon is that the Hilton, which is the biggest hotel right across the street from the Anaheim Convention Center, is booked for another event. So theoretically, all the YouTubers going to VidCon are going to be staying at the Marriott instead. So I'm hopeful that maybe I'll have a happy run-in with some YouTubers that I like. Nothing like stalkery or anything, but that, as I said before, that was the most fun part of last year's VidCon. The first VidCon I ever went to was just casually hanging out with some of the people that, inspired me to join YouTube. So that's happening. And if you're going to VidCon, look for me. It'll be easy-ish to find me because 2 days from now, my friend who is I've seen, I put up videos of her. She's the belly dancer. She's a overall dancer. She's very tall and beautiful. Her name is Avara, and I actually got her a job at my job, so I see her every day, which is nice. We get along great. She is going to help me with my hair. I'm kind of nervous about this, but I decided I'm going to try to get the cut that Avril Lavigne has in Hello Kitty. If you don't know what it looks like, just go ahead and Google Avril Lavigne Hello Kitty. It's basically kind of like over this, and it's a little buzz-cutted, whatever that's a word now, over there. It's definitely kind of a punk rock, I would say, haircut, and a little more daring than what I've usually gone with. But my hair is weird right now anyway because of the way the dude cut it when I told him, or when I showed him a picture of Morrigan. So I have no idea if it'll turn out well. But anyway, we're going to cut it like that, and then we're going to dye it. But we're not going to dye it one color. Oh, no, no. Because Avara likes to do it fancy, and she actually just did this with her own hair. She has a buzz cut that she's slowly growing out into dreadlocks. It's going to be magenta, and then it's going to radiate into turquoise over here. So in my head it'll look awesome. I don't know how it'll actually turn out, but I'm pretty sure it'll be eye-catching either way. So if you're going to VidCon, just look for a girl with hair approximately that color, and I'm sure I'll have pictures and videos all over the place before VidCon of the new hair, so you'll know what to look for. As far as cosplaying, I'd probably bring it, but I won't necessarily wear it. I was the only cosplayer there that, well, except for like 2 others on the last day last year, and as much as I love to be a trendsetter, it's just kind of uncomfortable. There's an extra layer of being concerned about your costume falling apart, and getting stared at sometimes weirdly. I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably bring the costume. As far as if I'll wear it or not, I'll see how I feel. I might wear it at least one day. But VidCon's happening. And then the month after VidCon is, of course, GamerCon, which I've talked about innumerable times, so I'm not going to bore you with the whole details. Basically, it's a smaller convention that goes the same week as Comic-Con. It has traditional gaming and digital gaming and contests and rooftop parties and blah, 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 blah. And this year, I actually am going to be on a panel called How to Get Noticed on YouTube or something like that. They asked me to be on there. I'm like, you want me? Really? Me? I'm not famous. But anyway, Brian Belowski, the guy that started GamerCon, sent me an email and said, hey, do you want to be on this panel? I was like, sure. I love, having any opportunity to stand in front of people and talk. And apparently the other guy that's going to be on this panel is John Carl from Collective Digital Studio, which I had heard of, but I couldn't remember what it was. So I Googled it, and I should have done this before I started recording, but since when am I prepared? Collective Digital Studio is a YouTube conglomerate. It's more than just a network that has some of the biggest channels. They have Hate It or Love It, Annoying Orange, Freddie W, Danebo, Fred, and Rhett and Link, and some other ones I've never heard of, and Newgrounds. I guess the Newgrounds, and Epic Mealtime, Newgrounds present on YouTube, whatever. Point being that they obviously have some connections, and I'm excited for it. I want to impress this guy, but at the same time, I don't necessarily want to, jump and be part of, if he were for some crazy reason to be like, hey, you want to be with our studio? I'd be a little wary of it, just because being part of a big network usually means that they have a lot more control of what kind of videos you make. And as much as I love YouTube, and as I've said many times, I would like to make a career out of this, I still would like to have at least a fair amount of executive control over the content on my channel. So I don't know if I'd want to join there, but that's putting the cart before the horse. And anyway, I'm also excited for the panel. I'm hoping that some of you guys show up, and because it's boring if there's like one person watching, as has happened at past panels. I'm excited because even though I'm not famous and I make a lot of mistakes, I've learned a lot about YouTube and making videos for YouTube and the community and how to deal with haters and stuff like that. And I'd really like to be able to answer questions and warn about mistakes and whatnot to those of you who are just now starting at YouTube, or who haven't even started yet, and you don't want to start until you know everything that you're getting yourself into. So hopefully if you'll be in San Diego at the time of Comic-Con, I don't have the dates in front of me, but it's July. I think it's like the end-ish of July. Come to GamerCon. You know, it's the passes are really cheap, and you don't have to get it for the whole week. You could just get it for the day that my panel is on. I don't know which day it's going to be yet. I kind of asked for Saturday, but I'm not sure. Just come to my panel. Come say hi. Ask questions. I am probably going to have somebody film the panel, but you know, it's better if you're there live so we can interact, and it'll be fun. So that's happening. What else have I not mentioned? So not really so much announcements, but just stuff that's in the works. With all this new stuff, I recorded a little bit, again with Kaiser, as I opened, you know, unboxing videos of most of the stuff, and I showed off the different parts. Like, for instance, I finally got one of these guys, the Gorilla tripod thing, which I've been wanting for a long time and just kept forgetting to order, which is this awesome little thing that you can stick. Sorry, you can stick your phone in there. It's very low tech, but you can stick your phone in there or whatever small recording device you have, and then, you know, grab on with these little things. So next time, hopefully, if I'm using my phone to record, I don't have to like be awkwardly trying to position, you know, going through that hassle, because nobody enjoys that part. And then the camera and the Elgato and everything like that. I mean, most of the stuff I got is super simple. I have not gotten a nice like DSLR or outside camera yet. I am saving up for that, but it's going to be quite a while till I can get one, because even used, they're like $2,000. And at this point, I'm thinking maybe I'll get to like 1,000, and then my friends and I will work together to make a really good computer, because it's actually cheaper to make a really good computer than it is to get a DSLR. Because I'd like to do more ambitious projects, and my computer just can't handle it. It's getting old. It's geriatric. And, you know, for instance, the green screen effects for the Slender video, one of the reasons there's still particles is because a lot of the effects I was trying to apply, my computer was just like, wah! So, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. And as far as earning money towards that goal of getting a better phone announcements, getting a better computer, etc. like that, it's dependent on how much money I have left from my job after bills. If you'd like to fast track my ability to continue to improve the channel, I do have the Patreon or the PayPal. I know, you begging, but 100% of the money goes into the channel. It goes into equipment or, you know, VidCon tickets or whatever. I don't use it to buy video games. I only ever buy video games with my own money, and generally only if they're on sale. I can't remember the last time I bought a game at full price. And, you know, my end goal is to be successful, whatever that means, enough on YouTube that I don't have to work my day job and I can just make videos all day. Because as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it's kind of hard to be creative when I'm tired all the time. Anyway, QQ more. And also, in addition to the tech videos, which I don't know when I'm going to have time to put them together. I'm totally booked until like mid next week. But I'll put them together when I can. So hopefully if you guys are interested in any of that equipment, you can see the videos and determine if you want to invest in them or not. I'm also doing more Let's Be Incendiaries, which I've only done a couple of so far. And if you don't know what they are, they're these new videos I started where I kind of just get on my soapbox and talk about whatever. And I'm kind of going for meatier issues and maybe like more controversial issues just because they're more interesting and people are more likely to watch them than like, today I'm here to talk about how much I like ice cream. It's like, okay, who doesn't like ice cream? So lactose intolerant people, I feel so bad for them. But those are fun. I have 2 that are planned right now. And I don't want to give away too much because it's more fun if you find out when you actually watch the video. One of them I'm actually planning to record with Avara as we work on our hair because I thought it'd be more interesting than us just sitting there. And it is perceptions of beauty versus ugly, and you know how we try to conform ourselves to societal standards, blah blah blah. And then the other one I'm not really going to tell you anything about because if I do it'll take the fun away. I'll just tell you the title: Nudity versus Naked. And I probably will be naked in it. You won't be able to see anything that, you know, would get me kicked off YouTube. But I probably will be naked for a reason. A good reason. Probably won't be the only person naked in the video either. So look forward to that. Yeah, that video is gonna. I'm already regretting it. Anyway. Oh, and as I mentioned, I'm pretty much busy from now till mid next week, and one of the reasons I'm busy is that after Rivara helps me with my hair, assuming it doesn't turn out completely terrible, I told her I thought it would be kind of cool if maybe we contacted one of our photographer friends and tried to have a photo shoot. And I was thinking sort of punk rock meets nature, like there's some nice nature trails around, and since it's no longer prime wildfire season, less than a week ago, about half of my friends had to evacuate because there were 9 wildfires going on at the same time, and that was really scary. Now it's nice and cool and humid, and that's not such a concern anymore, but there were about 3 or 4 days there where almost everybody I knew was in danger of losing their house. I was in danger of losing my house for a day, and then they put the East County fire out, so that was scary. Anyway, weather's nicer now, so if we can find a photographer friend who has availability and is willing, and as I said, if the hair turns out right, and if I can get time off from work while there's daylight, because, you know, I don't get out of work until it's already dark, I'm going to try to have a photo shoot. And if some of the photos turn out amazing and we find a photographer who's willing to let me, I may make them available as prints. I've never done that before, and in my head I'm like, why would anyone ever want to buy a picture of me? But it's not really just me, it's a photo shoot, you know, it's, well, not really costumes so much, but, you know, crazy hair and makeup and blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know, we'll see how it turns out. Would you guys be interested in that? Would you perhaps like to buy a print if I were to go to the trouble of setting that up? Because I'll do it if you guys are interested. I've never done it before, but I have friends who have, and I'll ask them. Oh, and another video, actually, that I'm maybe going to do, Let's Be Incendiary, is the dark side of cosplay with one of my friends who is a professional cosplayer. But that's going to be kind of hard to do because she doesn't want to, like, offend actual people. So we have to work on it. And actually, she had to evacuate her house, so everything's in turmoil right now. But, so that's in the works. Anyway, I think that's about it. I've been live streaming a little bit more, not a ton because time. But, oh, yeah, this Sunday, I am planning to do a live stream with my mom, with Kaiser, and hopefully with you guys on Minecraft. I talked to Siri or Sarithri, I can't remember her name, Sarithri. She's a girl on Twitter who, I guess I'd call her my friend, and we talk pretty often, and she does a lot more streaming than I do. And she said she was going to talk to her friends about maybe getting us invited onto a server, because I've never set up a Minecraft server before, and also if I'm streaming and running the server, then it's going to be super laggy. So she's going to see about setting that up. If she can't get it set up in time, I guess we'll just play locally and stream it, and hopefully it'll be fun. And again, you know, my laptop is not the greatest, so I'm not sure how well it'll work, but it'll be an experiment. So I can't promise it'll be amazingly successful, but I am going to try this Sunday to live stream some multiplayer Minecraft. So, and if we can get the server to work, then you can play with us. So I don't know what time yet. I'm thinking about 4 PST, but it really depends on Sarithre and her friends, what they want, since it'd be their server. But just follow the Facebook page and or the Twitter page for Games Are for Fight, and I'll be sure to post it as soon as I know for certain what time and such it'll be. And of course it'll be on my Twitch, you know, www.twitch.tv/GamesAreForFight. I think that's it. I don't know. It's in the description. YouTube hasn't bought Twitch yet, so hopefully that'll remain the URL. Okay, this video is super long. No one's gonna watch it. Last thing. I have it written like in the far corner. I was recently on a podcast called Duck Hunt Dynasty, which is run by a couple of guys that I met while I was at WonderCon, and it was fun. We talked about Pokemon and Power Rangers and like random stuff. And I'll put the link in the description if you'd like to listen to the video or the file, the audio clip. There's no video. And if you like it, let me know, and also let the guys know. because they already invited me to come back on future shows, but I want to make sure that you guys enjoy it before I bother, you know, like taking up their time. I might start live streaming sometimes with them as well, if I can find time. It always comes down to time because that is a major concern. But yeah, that's about it. Okay, I've talked long enough. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. You guys make this channel worth all the time and effort, even though it is a lot of time and effort. And even though I am tired and busy all the time, hopefully I can make more content and you guys can be entertained by it. Maybe informed, maybe enlightened, but at least entertained. Go watch the 10,000 Gangnam Style Morrigan Ren Fair dancing special if you haven't already. Watch it again even if you have, because I wanted to have 10,000 views because it's for 10,000 subscribers, so it's kind of weird to have way fewer views than subscribers. Anyway, I'm done. Okay, I'm really done this time. Bye!